some reason, as writers, or I guess as people really, we have this nasty tendency to project ourselves onto others who have done what we want to do, or do what we wish we could do, or what we could have done, or do what we already do but better. For me, that person has always been Wallace Woods. Enough has already been said about him in tabloids to fill any number of libraries, but those are tabloids and this is Hollywood, and such is to be expected. However, I'm about to find out, much to my dismay, that Wallace Woods, despite how well I thought I knew him, was just put in prison for 25 years.
Wallace Woods was just put in prison for 25 years.
Is that the guy who you keep telling people that you look like?
It's the guy who directed this movie. It's the guy who made me want to be a writer.
The guy who you have pictures of in our dorm.
Well, yeah.
So, the guy who you tell everyone you look like.
We do look alike. We look alike, right?
Just because you have the same glasses as somebody does not mean you're twins.
It's not the point. The point is that I've been idolizing this guy my entire life, and now he's going to prison. I've built my entire passion on his stories and the passion he had, or I guess I thought he had. I don't know. I mean, what does it say about me that I saw myself in someone like him?
Yeah, that really sucks. I need to pee.
Wait. Don't pause it.
In all fairness, I don't really see the resemblance either. Let's talk. You play chess? A little bit. It's very cinematic, a trifle cliche, but it puts both characters into a position where they have to face each other, thus making the shot-versus-shot nature of dialogue all the more interesting. I watched the director's commentary. It's your move. You look confused. Yeah, you just walked off of a movie screen. And then we walked back in. Yeah, which means that I am in a movie right now. There are worse places to be. Unless you're in a movie with a convicted felon. That's a valid concern. Well, if it's any solace to you, you now have the opportunity to ask me whatever you like for however long it takes your friend to pee. Felon or not, you saw yourself in me, so why not get some closure? That's the whole problem, the whole felon or not connection. I mean, what does that say about me, that I saw myself in someone like you? That you have the capacity for empathy? Is that always such a good thing? Or should I be able to empathize with someone like... Well, you're a writer, aren't you? Isn't that our job? Emphasize with the villains, but celebrate the heroes. Right, but the heroes I'm celebrating are the same heroes that you celebrate. Well, Hitler's favorite composer was Wagner, yet no one refuses to listen to Wagner. Right, but Wagner was also an anti-Semite. Oh, Hitler's favorite movie was Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, yet no one refuses to watch Disney. But Disney was also an anti-Semite. Okay, comparing myself to Hitler might not have been the choicest move, but you get that I'm trying to say that different people can celebrate the same person for different reasons. Sure, so I'm just supposed to accept the fact that I've been worshiping you for half of my life because apparently I had a different objective meaning in your movies than you did. Well, that's all assuming that there ever was an objective meaning to my movies. Well, yeah, I mean, how else would you write something like this scene that I'm interrupting right now? I don't know. I guess one just goes along. Just goes along. I don't know. I guess you just let it exist for itself first, and then assume that it has to mean something. Well, why else did it exist in the first place? I feel there's much more potential for something to mean something interesting if I'm not forcing it to mean something interesting. You look confused. I am. I guess I just thought that amidst it all there had to be some kind of intrinsic meaning, or why else did I connect to it in the way I did? Well, must everything have a meaning? Well, yeah, I think so. Well, let's say you're buying a house. You're a writer, so that's an unlikely scenario, but work with me, you're buying a house. And the contractor says that if you are to buy this house, it must be portrayed exactly as it is in the pictures. In your living room, your couch must go here, that chair must go there, the painting must be this many feet from the ceiling, etc. But alas, you're a poor, downtrodden writer. You don't have any of that furniture. So the contractor says, I'm sorry, but you can't live here. This house is only for people who can make the house look exactly the way it's portrayed in the pictures. So he kicks you out and you're back to being a poor writer on the streets. What's the point? The point is that was never the contractor's job. His job is to make rooms for people to fill, not to fill them. And that's being an artist. We make rooms and people fill them. Sure, one room is evidently going to be the living room. There's a way a living room usually looks, but maybe they'd put a couch in a corner where I would have put a vanity. They don't have the furniture I do, and I don't have the furniture they do. I'll have my meanings, and you'll have yours, and who am I to tell you any different? If you saw something in my art, me being someone we've established as a person you ardently disagree with, wouldn't it be safe to assume that whatever you saw wasn't actually me? I don't actually know how to play chess, by the way. This is just set dressing. What did any of that have to do with the prison accusation? I mean, so far all we've done is have a conversation about all the things I thought I had in common with you and how none of that was actually true. Well, I thought that was exactly the point. The whole reason we're able to have this conversation is because I told stories and you filled them in with pieces of yourself. And after all, what makes a person so much more different from a story?